This podcast may contain strong language and spoilers. Some of the movies recommended and discussed are not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
We're good? You're full of candy corn?
I am full of candy corn.
Okay. Hello!
Hello!
Hi!
Hi.
Welcome back. I'm Adri. Olivia's here.
Hi,
Livy.
guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
She's my co-host today.
Oh, yeah.
She'll be my usual co-host because we live together. So.
Excuse me.
Oh, good. So this is how we're gonna start. She's gonna be belching. I'm sorry, you guys.
I'm real gross. FYI.
You're not. You're lovely. You're a lovely person. I say that for real. I'm not being sarcastic with her. She thinks I am, but the cats have calmed down. They're
exhausted.
Yeah. We are at the point where we can go with this and we're good.
Hopefully.
We've worked out all the nerves and the bugs.
That's the goal.
This was actually the first episode we recorded. And we didn't have the right microphone plugged in.
No, it was bad. It didn't sound right at all.
The sound quality was just ass.
Sound quality was ass. FYI.
Sounded like ass. It was a fart. That's what it was.
And we couldn't figure out why for a good amount of time.
Yeah, we kept doing tests and then we were like, oh, it wasn't registering the snowball. Yeah, so we got that figured out. Yeah, I love it, and I'm so happy I have it, but it's like barf green. Like it's working the Exorcist green right now.
It's high intensity, vibrant.
But I love it. It's beautiful. It's very round.
It is very spherical, like the Death Star.
Well, the Death Star is back. It's back there.
Yeah,
in the wall.
We have a big Death Star lamp.
Yeah, that was your Christmas present last year.
Es bueno. Es muy bueno.
All right.
All right.
Episode 2. Jeannie is not with us today. Sadly, yeah. That lacked every sort of sincerity.
No, I do love Jeannie.
I love you, Jeannie.
I love her too.
Yeah, so she can't record as often. She lives a little further away.
Quite a bit.
Other side of the country. So.
Yeah, we miss you, Jeannie.
Oh, yeah. Make me sad.
No time for sadness. We have movies to discuss.
These movies are sad.
I know.
Well, 2 of them are.
Yeah. We'll end on a high note. Don't worry.
We'll try to.
Get ready.
That's ominous.
Good.
All right. So, I guess I'll go over some stuff. Because we recorded one episode, one other episode together. That's the 3rd one. So you'll hear that one next week.
It's a lot of fun, guys.
It is. We are trying our best with the language. Mostly just the F-bomb.
We'll try to avoid that. I'm sorry if I get carried away.
We'll try to keep it a little classy. Yeah. But we have warnings and stuff. Spoilers too. Any movies that came out this year or are still in theaters, because some of the movies we're doing, they're from Redbox and they weren't in theaters very long. We try to avoid spoilers as best we can.
We will do our best.
Yeah. Which we're better with movies that we saw in theaters that we know are still in theaters. So
super warning about the It podcast though when we review It.
Yeah.
Because we'll be coming straight from the movie theater basically.
Also, here's my thing with the It movie. It is a remake of a movie based on a book.
Right.
A book that's been out almost 30 years, I believe.
You guys should know what's going on.
Even you younger ones that don't I am sorry, but it's it's been out for forever. It really has.
In fact, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen It and you plan on listening to the It podcast that's coming up, watch the older version.
Yeah, either watch the older version or go see the newer version and then hear a review on it. Yeah. We will try definitely with any of the immediate reviews that we do, we're going to definitely try not to do any spoilers. I'm pretty good about trying to avoid that. It's just, I'll reel Olivia in. She's
I
pretty
tangent
good,
a lot. I ramble a lot. So
even if she does, like, if she goes on a tangent, like, it's hard to keep up with her sometimes. So hopefully she won't spoil anything. But
sorry in advance.
Yeah. Also, like, some of these, like, we'll do, like, movie reviews and stuff. Obviously, that's, you know, the point of what we're doing. But also a lot of these is that we're just kind of talking about movies, too. So, like, the week-to-week basis, we're just kind of, you know, rambling.
It's just our opinions of the movies,
opinion-based kind of stuff. And then, like, any of the immediate movie reviews we'll do, we'll, like, post right away.
The mini podcasts, if you will.
So, yeah, it'll be out probably this week, because I'll probably edit it and post it, like, around the same time as I'm posting, really, the first episode.
Brace yourselves.
Yeah. So, all right.
I
think that covers everything. I think we're ready. We're ready to start.
All right.
Yeah, I got my news out. The cats are with us, but they've calmed down now. They're sleeping. Luke is in his box under the table, and Grayson's in his sniper tower. So he was in sniper position, but he's
taking
settled
a break
now. Yeah, he's
he's calmed down. The paint tube wore him out. So
yeah, and Luke is no longer running around, so he's nothing to snipe. All right, we're good to go. We got
let's do this.
Got all the jitters out. All right.
right.
We're dancing. Okay. I love the title for this one too, because we had recorded this before, and like Olivia comes up with the titles usually. So, classy torture.
Welcome to classy torture, guys.
Classy torture.
There's a big story about this, and I'm sure we'll get to it if I remember.
It's our second movie that we're going to talk about, which will totally make sense once we talk about it. But yeah, okay. So 2 of the movies are really sad.
Yeah, we'll hit those first.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We're going to end with one that has come out recently.
I believe it's still in theaters.
Yeah, it should still be showing because it's done pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So.
It's great. We'll get to that, but
yes,
definitely go
we
see
will.
it.
But we're gonna start with the heaviest. I think.
Here we go.
I guess emotionally the heaviest. It's not as thought provoking.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so this movie came out in December 2016. Which,
same time
as Rogue One. So if you didn't see this movie, it's understandable. It is called A Monster Calls.
It's also a book.
Yes,
which
it was based on a book.
Neither of us have read. I don't think.
We never read the book.
I
would say never knew it was based on a book until you said something.
Yeah, I really wanted to read the book, but I just didn't get a chance, unfortunately. But I'm sure the book is really emotional too.
Yeah, I just, a lot of movies are based on books nowadays, so it is kind of hard. Like, it's me. I'm sorry. Jean's texting me. She knows we're doing this, and she's like, "You guys,
don't leave me out." Ha
Oh, she's good. She had a dog emergency.
As I'm sure most of you can relate.
It always clears up within like 5 minutes. She's fine. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of I'm still trying to get through it. The book. Yeah. Like, I've seen the TV movie with Tim Curry. We both have. It was stolen from me, and I'm bitter about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so books and movies, we get it if, you don't read the book first. It's fine.
And sometimes you can't do the book. Some people just aren't readers, and some people don't have the attention span for it. We get it.
But, if, you like a movie, it's always good to kind of try and see if the book is, it's usually just as good, or it may be vastly different. It depends. Yeah. You may read the book and be like, this is nothing like the movie.
Which has happened to me multiple times.
I'm sure. All right. So, A Monster Calls. Came out same time as Rogue One.
It has
Felicity Jones. Yes. She plays the mom. Jay Bayona directed this. He did The Orphanage, which is a ghost story. It's in Spanish, by the way, but it's
good though.
Yeah, English subtitles, of course.
I liked it though.
And The Orphanage it's a Guillermo del Toro story. So if you like him, obviously,
He did the movie I Dislike, Pan's Labyrinth, because of the evil goat man. He also has done...
It's not evil.
It's evil.
Shush. Pacific Rim, Crimson Peak.
He's done a lot of good ones.
He's doing The Shape of Water, which is coming out at the end of this year.
Fishman.
So, yeah, he likes Fishman. He just, and the guy who plays the Fishman, he just, he's always eager to get back in that latex fish shoot. So
he's super ready all the time.
He was ready. Jaya Biona's also doing the new Jurassic World movie, which is next year.
Yes, I'm really excited about that one.
So Olivia's very excited. I like the original Jurassic Park for what it is, sort of. I don't like dinosaurs. And I like Jurassic World.
Leopleurodon.
I hate Leopleurodon. I hated him. It's not even a Leopleurodon. I forget what it's really called.
Yeah.
It's like the Meso something.
Yeah, the big old water one.
Yeah, the water. I don't like water monsters at all.
Excuse me.
She
hates Nessie.
Yeah. That is not true. Nessie's not my favorite cryptid. I like Mothman, but...
She does like
We are not talking about cryptids today.
Sorry. A Monster Calls.
All right. Yeah, so came out in December, has Felicity Jones. She plays the mom. The main character is little boy. He's played by Lewis McDougall.
Mm-hmm. I think he's like 10 to 12, that age group.
Yeah. Set in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
The overall story is, it's a really sad movie.
It's about grief and the grief process and accepting
loss, especially accepting things you can't control.
Mm-hmm. Has a lot of family dynamics in it as well.
Because the mom, we're pretty sure it's cancer. We're going to just call it a terminal illness.
Yeah.
And she's,
they say explicitly what it is.
They never really say what it is. But
or maybe they do in the book. And it's just
she's going through a lot of heavy treatments. Mm-hmm. She's done a lot of treatments, they've said.
She's apparently keeps trying different things and nothing's really working. Yeah.
And you really, right away, get the idea that she is not going to make it. And it's small town, so everybody knows this.
Yeah. Pretty sure everybody knows the family. And...
Yeah. Because just the way that all the characters treated the little boy. Mm-hmm. He's very gingerly touched upon. Yeah.
They treat him very, very cautiously.
Yeah.
Very, very cautiously.
You don't know what life was like before all this started happening.
Yeah.
So it could have very easily been that he was always sort of outcast, but it's very, he's bullied by one person. But he doesn't have any friends throughout the movie. He's usually,
always by himself.
By himself, or he'll be, home with his mom. Mm-hmm. And then his grandmother is played by Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
Who I love. She did a great job. And really starting out, you weren't sure if you were going to like her character at all.
Yeah, she seems very cold.
Yeah, a very closed off type of person.
Very British.
Yeah, very British. But she ended up, I think, being my favorite.
Very good character development.
Yes.
Throughout this movie. Not just with her, but
not
especially
even
with
so
her.
much development as it was the little boy realizing that he didn't understand the world as much as he thought he did.
Oh yeah, that's a better way to word it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Audrey.
You're welcome. All right, so the monster, because it's called a Monster Calls. Yeah. The monster, he's a tree monster.
Mm-hmm. He's played by Liam Neeson.
Yes. Who he's also in another movie we're going to be talking about. But,
very different roles.
Yeah, very different. Which, if you catch this while you watch the movie, he is the grandfather. Mm-hmm. Liam Neeson is.
They have little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Hidden in the movie.
But it's basically this little boy is dreaming up this monster who's coming to tell him stories.
Yeah.
And then he has to tell the monster story by the end of the movie.
Yeah. I think it's 3 or 4 stories?
3 stories, and then the fourth one is the little boy's story.
Right. And he says, that's basic. He's like, I'm here to help you with your mom.
To discover his truth.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite scene, Olivia?
Ooh, my favorite scene, almost tied with the room scene, is the graveyard scene, where it's a dream, or more so a nightmare.
Yeah.
That the little boy is having. And it's basically about letting go with his mom. And that's it was very, very emotional for me.
It's like a reoccurring nightmare.
Yeah. It's the one that he, like, refuses to talk about and is kind of in denial about, especially with the monster. But then, like, it's the climax of the movie, if you will.
It's the little boy's story. It's the one the monster wants him to tell.
Mm-hmm. So he can finally accept it. Am I writing that properly? Yeah. And it was so beautifully done. And I loved the caving of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way the world... It, like... Almost kind of like Inception in a way, where it like folded in on itself as it fell away.
And it happens in a graveyard, and I'm very partial to graveyards.
Yeah.
It was very symbolic, and the music was great. I was very artistic. I loved that scene.
And the cool part was when like all the sound cut out too. Mm-hmm. Kind of like this was like actually happening, even though it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good. So emotional.
That was a heavy
scene. For me, that was the heaviest.
Because the whole point of this movie is the fact that the little boy knows that his mom isn't going to make it.
Yeah, and he feels a lot of guilt, too.
Yeah, he feels guilty that the guilt is more so that he just wants it to be over. He just wants her to die so that they can move on from this. Mm-hmm. Which is, I mean, that's, it's awful to say out loud, but it's,
she's suffering. She's in pain.
Yeah,
and
everybody's
kind of suffering. Also, I think he feels bad because he knows that they're, like... not being forthright with him. He's aware that he's treated in a particular way.
Yeah. Like, that was one of the things they did really well, is that, because you can look back on things as a kid and you're just like, yeah, I can see, the lies I was told. The betrayal. That's not what this is.
No, this is a very serious, emotional movie, guys.
Like, the teachers, like, his teacher, while they're taking the test, he just kind of lets him do what he wants. Mm-hmm. Like, all the other kids just, like, he's ignored for the most part.
Yeah, almost like they're afraid of him or afraid of, like, his feelings, except for his bully.
Yeah, or just, like, interacting with him at all.
Is just a no.
Yeah.
Nobody talks to this poor kid.
And then, like, the dad, saying that he didn't need to be punished for what he did.
Yeah, I don't think the dad knew how to handle him properly at all.
Yeah. And the principal also, because that's something that was mirrored, is that the dad, the boy asks why he wasn't being punished, and the dad was like, what's the point in doing that?
Yeah.
And then the principal says the exact same thing after the boy, like, beats up his bully.
He deserved it. In my opinion.
Violence, Olivia.
Yeah.
Reel it in.
It's called retribution, Audrey.
She's a violent person, I'm sorry.
Only if somebody deserves it. I'm not out, like, beating up innocent people.
She would, though, if she could.
There are laws to keep me in check. You're all safe, don't worry.
You're white, you have no laws.
We don't need to get political up in here.
The next movie is very political.
Yeah.
Alright, so my favorite scene. Definitely the one where he destroys the grandmother's room.
That is my second favorite scene, I understand.
Because it's a transition from, like, the second story the monster tells, where he lets the little boy destroy a house.
And you know.
And, you know, like, halfway through the scene it's not the house he's destroying, it's the room that he's in.
Yeah.
His grandmother, like, started out when she brought him in, your bag can't be on the floor, your shoes have to be in this
She's very neat
spot.
And orderly, very atypical.
Don't touch anything, this isn't your house.
Right.
Yeah. Which, some people are just like that. Like, it could,
She's just very peculiar, and she doesn't want anything out of place, and also...
I think it's also that she comes off cold. She doesn't mean to be at all.
She can't help it. I don't think she just didn't know how to interact with him.
Yeah, and because it's vastly different from how the mom interacts with him, too. So... I'm sure it was always, she was single mom, and she obviously was young. It seemed to be that she, like, got pregnant with him before she went for college.
Right.
So
and
she was,
not with
and the dad left. Yeah. So it was probably always the mom and the little boy. So the grandmother, you know, was probably that strict figure that came in. This needs to be done this way. Mm-hmm. So the little boy saw her more as an enemy than anything.
Yeah. He is not happy when he has to go be with her.
So when he destroys that room, it's such a tense scene because she walks in and discovers this, and she doesn't know what to say.
Yes, it's just so quiet. Yeah. It's so silent.
And he tries to talk to her, and she walks away. She doesn't say anything.
She actually shuts the door. Like, she shuts him in the room that he's destroyed, which was, like...
Doesn't slam it. She shuts it, like, gingerly. Like, all right, I'm just leaving this room.
Yeah, it's a very, very, as you said, tense moment in the film.
And they, like... That's why I think, I'll just go into this next one, why the grandmother is my favorite character. Not just because it's Sigourney Weaver, but because, you know, you go through this whole journey with, like, discovering, you know, him discovering that she's not as bad as he thought that she was.
Right.
Because, like, when they finally talk about the room, she, you know, she accepts his apology and, you know, it doesn't matter. It's just a room because she, you know, she understands now that he's dealing with this as well. It's not just... She's losing her daughter. He's losing his mom.
That's another, the railroad scene is another one of my favorites when it's just the grandmother and the boy.
Yeah, when they,
That's both of them, like, she's like, obviously we don't understand each other that well, but we're both losing somebody important in our lives, and we're gonna figure it out, and, I'm getting emotional.
And that's really the first time I think that she touched him throughout the movie too.
Yeah. She just didn't know how.
Because I mean, throughout the movie, you know, they didn't discuss at all what happened with the room until this moment. Yeah. So, yeah,
it was rough. It's rough, fam.
It is. It's a rough movie to sit through. I mean, obviously, it's a good movie to watch, especially like understanding these feelings of like grief and loss and something, you know.
Oh yeah, I definitely think everybody should watch it if you can. And thankfully, it's not like a slow dragging one, like our next one will be.
Yeah. All right, so how about you? Your favorite character then?
Ooh. I did like the grandmother a lot.
I think you had said that you really liked the mom.
Yeah, the mom is actually my favorite. I'm partial to Jones. I really like her as an actress. I understand. I've been in positions where you feel like it's necessary to lie to protect the other person and the other person's feelings. So I understood a lot of her, I don't want to say motivations, but why she was doing the things she was doing and why she kept saying, I'm going to be fine. This is fine. I just have to, we're just trying this next treatment. And the doctors say it's looking good. You know, she was trying really hard to shield him from the negative things.
Which is interesting because it's one of those situations where this is figurative, of course, where she's like on a table and they're digging around like in her, like, you know, like poking her with a knife or something. And she's just, it's fine, this is fine.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, you can see that it's not fine.
Oh, yeah. And that's another, I think, I'm very partial to maternal type characters in film and in books and everything, in media. It's just, I get really emotional thinking about my mom. She's so great. But also, I really like the mom. You could tell that a lot of the boys' creativity came from the mom. Like, she was really quirky and everything before she got sick. I feel like it alludes to. It might have more of that in the book. I'm not sure.
Well, I think when she got sick, it was, you know, and the treatments too. You sleep for a lot of it. So she wouldn't have had any motivation to do any of the art.
Yeah, I know. It's really, I just liked it. I liked their relationship, and you could see a softer side with the grandmother when she was alone with her daughter, and I liked their bond and everything. I just really liked the mom. But all the characters in the film were really good. And I know we haven't talked a lot about the monster, but Liam Neeson did a really good job, I thought. He did.
I apologize. The monster's like the key part of this movie. We haven't discussed him at all. Which Liam Neeson's Liam Neeson.
Yeah, you know how it is, guys.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with Liam Neeson. I don't know why I said it like that, but like, you know, it's Liam Neeson, you know. But yeah, the monster's pretty cool. He's a giant.
He's a giant tree monster, and I like his stories. They're a little intense. Oh, the stories themselves were very beautifully done.
Yeah, they were animated like watercolor painting, which is really cool. Which, like, I won't spoil that one. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, watch it so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, watch it so, yeah. You get the full circle.
The full effect of what's happening.
But yeah, the monster, he, he
was bueno. I'm sorry, I keep burping, guys.
I mean, you full on belched, like,
yeah.
one of the times we did this.
Oh.
It was awful. I was so mortified.
Yeah, it happens.
Olivia, control yourself.
I'll try.
She'll try. That doesn't mean she will. But yeah, the monster. I'll let you, go on your little tangent.
On my tangent? Oh, let me see. Where did I had, like, something I wanted to say about him, but I forgot because I'm thinking about candy corn. I want more, but I can't have more because I will be sick. The monster was really cool. He gets to tear up everything. I'm sure it was really fun to play. I really like the cafeteria scene, like the transition between the monster to the boy, to him running. You know what I'm talking about? I assume you remember. Yeah, you do. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I like that. I liked his way of storytelling. I also just really like Liam Neeson's voice, especially when he's like storytelling. It was nice and calm, but then he got really angry. It was just good. It was bueno. I'm rambling a little. Sorry, guys.
Sometimes she tells things better than I will, because I don't ramble. I'm just like, yeah, he was cool. Moving on.
He was super bueno.
All right, so definitely the theme for this movie was the feelings of grief and loss. I think we touched on that.
Yeah, dealing with your emotions. Don't bottle them up. You'll break a house.
Basically, you will destroy your grandmother's house.
She'll
just lock you in the room.
It might end well, though. You might need to get out that anger. Just don't do it inside. Go outside.
I thought you meant her locking them in the room.
No. Go outside, take a bat with you and hit the ground.
Just the ground.
Just the ground. Actually, don't do that. The ground doesn't deserve that.
No,
Fine.
Hit the ground. It'll be fine.
Mother Nature is going through enough.
Well, why would you suggest it then?
Take a pillow outside and hit the pillow.
Why do you have to go outside for the pillow?
So you don't be obnoxious inside. Like if you have roommates.
You're obnoxious inside. I have to keep you in here.
I know. I'm sorry. Deal with your emotions.
You'd already chewed your leg off. I'm free.
Instead of unclipping it like a normal person.
Yes. She just goes straight to chewing her leg off. She thinks that if she does that, she'll just get a prosthetic, but it's not how it works.
Really want a robot leg. 2 robot legs,
Sadly,
actually.
no.
I want them so badly. I'm so tired of having to walk around everywhere. That sounds really bad.
You have to walk on the robot legs?
I know, but the robot legs could do the work for me.
No, I mean, you would have to, to have the work done, you'd have to
I want to be a robot.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's true. Olivia wants to commit robot genocide.
Listen.
No, I'm not listening to robot genocide. All right. What did you... No more robot genocide. I've had enough of that. Was there anything you disliked about A Monster Calls?
Ooh,
I
don't
anything
think so.
critical you want to say about the movie? Any critiques?
I actually don't want to particularly critique it until I read the book. Because I want to know if it's super different from the book and what they did differently. I'm hoping it's very similar. But actually, I didn't have a single problem with the movie except for the fact that it made me very sad. But that was the point. Like, it was supposed to make you emotional. I don't think I have any... Like, I like the soundtrack. I like the actors. I liked the writing. No, I don't really have any critiques. Not this time. I'll complain about another one.
Which one are you going to complain about?
Silence!
You're going to complain about the next one? All right. I mean, it's very... I'm more critical than Olivia is.
She is, and she's better at it.
It's also very rare for me to find things that, I can be critical about, especially with movies that are more on the emotional side, because, it's meant to be emotional.
Right.
So, and, yeah, I haven't read the book either, so can't say anything about that. All right, we're going to move on to the classy torture, I guess.
Classy torture time.
All right.
This one is actually really rough. I know I made it sound fun, but this one's also really emotional.
Get ready, you guys. Classy torture. um, which is, it's not even really what this movie's about.
Not at all.
It's just a byproduct of this. All right, so this next one was also released in December of 2016.
It was a rough time to release movies.
It's a Martin Scorsese film.
Who Audrey likes a lot.
I do like Martin Scorsese. So if you know, like, Goodfellas, The Departed.
Neither of which I've seen.
The Wolf of Wall Street, which I didn't see that one. That would probably be...
I've seen that one.
Yeah. That's only one of the few that I haven't heard good things about for him.
Wolf?
Yeah.
It was...
I mean, critics liked it, but nobody else really did.
It's definitely not everyone's cup of tea. You know, it's basically just Leonardo DiCaprio going around being kind of an asshole. And I like Leonardo DiCaprio. His character
so is Martin Scorsese.
We know he has a hard on for him.
Reel it in, Olivia.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, children.
No. I mean, we're not in any way saying that they're, anything against Leo.
Obviously, that was me being,
yeah.
What's the word?
Let Leo be Leo.
Yeah. What is that word?
I don't know.
Hyperbolic was the word I was looking for. I think. Anywho.
All right, moving on. Away from The Wolf of Wall Street. We're not here to talk about that. I haven't seen that one, so I can't really talk about that. Mm-hmm. I know it's alright. I haven't seen it. I have no.
No, I meant the movie.
Oh. I know it's fine. This movie's called Silence. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you need a minute? Are you okay?
My eye is irritating me. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. Like, I have an eyelash or something.
How did you get anything in there?
I don't know.
We're just sitting here.
Yeah, we saw Silence.
We got that at the same time we got a Monster Calls.
Yeah, we really wanted to make ourselves cry.
Well, I did a Redbox run and I was like, I haven't seen these two and I've been wanting to. Silence, I will say I got it because of Martin Scorsese.
Don't lie.
I'm not lying. I got it that's one of the reasons, because it's Martin Scorsese and I really like his movies.
And the other reason?
Yeah, Adam Driver's in it. I hate you. Yeah, Adam Driver's in it. Liam Neeson's in it. Andrew Garfield's in it.
I like Andrew Garfield.
Fuck Andrew Garfield. I'm sorry. Fuck.
And I'm potting out.
You are. I guess the most reoccurring role was by Tadanobu Asano. He was, I forget what his character, like, he didn't actually, like, have a name, but he was, like,
they called him the,
No, that wasn't him. This was the one that, like, kept talking to Andrew Garfield, like, the younger guy.
Oh.
But I don't know what his character specifically was called. I'd have to look it up, and I really don't want to. Because he was a recurring character. He wasn't, like, the main character.
The main character is Andrew Garfield in it.
Unfortunately, but...
And if you don't know who that is, he was the newer Peter Parker.
He was the last Peter Parker.
Not the one from the new
Not
Homecoming.
the cute one. The weird looking one.
Aww.
He looks like an Adam Ellis character.
I know, but his hair looks super soft and fluffy.
His hair should not look like that. It's like it's animated. It's its own animation. It's creepy.
It just bothers her. And I think it looks really soft. And I want to touch it. So if you're listening, Andrew Garfield, I want to touch your hair.
That's
Audrey
not...
doesn't like you.
That's fair. So if you wish for Olivia to touch your hair, you have to go elsewhere. You're not allowed in my house.
Meet me at Longhorn.
She's making this full-on, you gotta buy me dinner.
I'll pay for my own. I'm craving steak right now.
I don't think that's true. Not that you're not craving steak.
I'm like,
you're gonna pay for your own food.
True.
Anyway.
I'm broke.
Yeah, so this movie, Silence, it's a political movie. I mean, it's a political philosophical movie. Mm-hmm. With really heavy religious undertones.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a heavy movie.
It's very heavy, and it's very
it's 2.5 hours long,
and you can tell it's 2.5 hours long. Like
it drags. It does. We'll get to that. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That being said, I did like this movie.
Yeah, I liked it. Like, I'm sure even if I watched Wolf of Wall Street, I wouldn't dislike it to the point it would be a hated movie.
Right.
It would just be like the lower
on your favorite
Martin Scorsese tier. Yeah. Like, you can't compete with like Goodfellas and The Departed.
I wouldn't know, but I've heard good things.
We'll watch them eventually. I mean, The Departed's the one he finally wanted, like, I think an Oscar or Academy Award for.
I'm really surprised Goodfellas didn't win like a lot of awards.
Yeah. Everyone else was too.
I would say I've heard so much about it.
It was like a really bad movie that they lost out to as well.
Damn.
I forget what it was though.
Sucks.
I'm gonna be mad if that was the year that Chicago won, because I want to say it was, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up for later.
Anyway, so yeah, the stars: Andrew Garfield, Adam Driver, and Liam Neeson's like at the end. He keeps being mentioned, but they were like, Liam Neeson's the star, and I'm like, he's not really.
No, he's not.
He's like in the last hour.
His character is the reason they.
The reason they go. They're Garfield and Driver. They play Portuguese priests. Mm-hmm. And they're heavy Catholic. Yeah,
Christian. They don't start off as missionaries, but it's sort of what.
Yeah, it's about missionary work. Mm-hmm. It's to Japan. This is like God.
Oh God.
It's I want to say 1500s, 1600s because it ends with like the Dutch trade.
Right.
When that started up, so I think that was like
history
1600s.
Buffs.
Yeah. I'm usually good with my history.
Yeah, it's actually
but
she usually is. She knows about it.
But yeah, so this is it's in Japan, which, all the actors they were very good Asian about orient, yeah.
No whitewashing, really.
Yeah, no whitewashing at all. Other than, they weren't Portuguese,
right? But other than Andrew
Portuguese
Garfield.
is technically white. It's white European, so.
Do you want to give a brief descriptor?
Okay.
Or do you want me to
they go to Japan to find Liam Neeson because, like, they get this letter that he's denounced the Christian faith and that...
Yeah. He was their mentor.
Yeah. Sorry. You get that feeling some of the times, but... anyway, so...
They're going to save him.
And in Japan at this point, like, a lot of Christian missionaries have come in, but Japan has decided they don't want Christianity. Mm-hmm. So they're executing anyone who believes in the Christian faith now.
Yeah, it gets a really, really intense with...
It does. It's, so any, like, if you don't like, depictions of torture or violence, this is not... You'll want to avoid this one, which, I mean, that's every Martin Scorsese film. In a way. But yeah, I mean, the torture and, like, the things that these people go through is, like, it's shown, like, full blast. Like, they don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah, they don't. But, however, it's not, like, gory. It's classy torture.
It's classy torture. There's no, like, it's not, like, the Scottish English torture where, like, they just ripped you limb from limb.
Gross.
Yeah. It's not Braveheart in any way.
Yeah, they were way more methodical and...
They were, in a way, kind of, psychological with it. They put you on crosses and then tortured you. Yeah. So.
Also, they, like, locked people in rooms and underground and stuff for a good portion of time.
We'll get to that one, definitely. But, anyway, so they go to Japan and, basically they're trying to find Liam Neeson because he's lost.
And while they're finding him, they obviously can't just go from town to town. Yeah. Like, hey, where's my dad of sorts? Like, they're hiding out.
So, this is where Olivia's favorite character comes in.
Fuck. So annoying.
Kichichiro, he's like their guide. He takes them into Japan. We'll get into that, but we'll start with what was your favorite scene for this movie?
Oh Lord, I have to actually think about this because I know I have one, but I'm like drawing a blank on everything that happened in this fucking film.
Oh, no. We have the same favorite scene for this one. When he died.
I blocked it out of my memory.
Right?
Oh.
Like, the worst scene in this whole movie.
Yeah, definitely for me. I was so sad.
I say that. It's by far, like, the least, like,
horrific
graphic torture, but still. It was, I'll just explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Garfield's been captured at this point because Kijichiro sold him out. like a Judas,
usual.
like the Judas that he is. Asano's character like brings him out onto the beach, and is kind of teasing him that we found your friend,
Andrew Garfield. He brings Andrew Garfield's character out on the beach.
So you see that because he and Adam Driver like separated for safety reasons, but then you find out they've both been captured, and Adam Driver doesn't know that Andrew Garfield's there,
right?
But basically he's teasing him, saying that they told Driver that Andrew Garfield had already denounced his faith, and that if he does the same thing, that he can. It'll be the only way to save the people that they're going to kill.
Andrew Garfield's been captured by this point, and he's been captured with quite a few other...
a group of people.
Japanese Christians who were in hiding. And he's really the only reason that they're pretty much getting tortured. I mean, I feel like they'd be tortured anyway. But
the point of what they're doing now is that they've realized that killing all these priests outright isn't how to go about this.
Yeah, they want to completely get rid of Christianity, and they don't want to make a martyr of the priests.
Yeah, so they're killing the followers, the actual Japanese people, instead of killing the priests. They're making the priests denounce themselves.
Yeah, they're trying to make the priests look bad,
basically.
And also, before you continue with the scene, I want to say that there's a really big difference in character between Andrew Garfield's character and Adam Driver's character. I'll get into that. I'll let you talk about the humanities.
Basically, so they're taking the Japanese that they've captured that are practicing Christians, and they're wrapping them in these bamboo mats,
yeah,
and they're going to drown them basically because they're putting them on a boat.
Yeah, they're on the beach, ocean. And it's rough.
And they're telling Adam Driver that if he denounces his faith, that I don't think I'm saying the right word. I think it's renounce.
Yeah, renounce.
Yeah, if he renounces his faith, that they won't drown these people.
Yeah.
He doesn't renounce, but he goes out, swims out into the water to try and save these people.
Yeah, Adam Driver gets... He was so good at being emotional in this scene. At first I thought they were going to set him on fire because previously in an earlier scene they had been wrapped up in mats and they'd been set on fire.
Yeah.
Remember? That's where we hear about
Kishijiro's story. Yeah,
his origin story.
We'll get into him.
But
so Adam Driver starts swimming out after the boat, and they're putting these people in the water and they're holding them down with a pole.
Poles.
Yeah. And the last person he gets to, he tries to dive under to get them free, but he ends up drowning himself.
It was really sad.
It was. I was upset.
Yeah, and it's one of Audrey's favorite actors, so it was rough for her.
Yeah. I couldn't be too upset because I still wanted to watch the movie and because Olivia was there.
Yeah. It was emotional.
Yeah.
And he was screaming. Both of them were screaming.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield got upset.
He's like, I'll do anything.
And really, it was also that, they're telling Andrew Garfield, if you renounce your faith, then you can save everybody too.
Right.
And the difference here is that earlier, when they were together in the first town they were at, they were being priests to the village there because the village had all converted to Christianity.
Right.
I forget what he was called, but when the Japanese who were coming around killing the Christians, they came into the village. Basically, they capture the Christians. You see that, they're not handing over Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver.
Yeah, they go out of their way to protect.
Yeah, the villagers do. And watching these people die, protecting them, there was a major difference between how Andrew Garfield felt, and how Adam Driver felt. Where Adam Driver's character really just wanted to give themselves up so that these people didn't have to be tortured.
Yeah. And
while that wouldn't have worked, it also shows, the difference between how different this movie would have gone. Because Andrew Garfield really, he cares in a sense, but it's also that he sort of puts himself where his faith is so much more important, or his connection to God, I guess, is so much more important than
actual people's lives.
I'm
not wording that right.
He's clearly upset.
Oh yeah. He's there's a part when, I'm trying to think of the particular scene where you see it. Basically, Andrew Garfield there's a scene where some of the Japanese Christians get captured and everything, and they're being put on crosses and everything, and you can tell that they want to run out and stop it and save them and everything, but then Garfield, that's his name, is like, there's nothing we can really do. They're going to do it anyway, you know, and, you know, we have to have faith in God, and at least they'll get to heaven. Like, there's a big scene about, at least, you know, we'll get to paradise once we die and we'll all be there, and that kind of messed me up. That was a little rough. You want to interject?
I mean, I'm trying to think how I was able to word this before, the difference between them. I guess much more so that, like, as Adam Driver is going out to save these people in the water, Andrew Garfield's just screaming, renounce your faith. He's not screaming that you should save them. He's screaming that you should just renounce. Right. Even though he spends the whole movie where he doesn't renounce. Like, these people just end up being killed.
Yeah. It's... My way of viewing it was that Adam Driver, while he is religious and while he, you know, cares about God and everything, he can see that it's doing more harm than good, and innocent, like, people are dying, and he's like, people are dying and they shouldn't be, and we can end it, like, we can stop doing this. Whereas Andrew Garfield is basically has the mentality that we keep going until we finally listen, basically. Yeah, he's like, no, we just have to keep pushing back until we win. And it's not about, like, winning or losing. It's that until, you know, that it's safe for them to practice. He's thinking, like a lot of protesting and everything, you keep pushing until you succeed. But still, people are dying and everything. And I think that's the biggest difference between the two characters. Again, probably didn't word that as well as I could have.
I mean, the simplest way to put it, like you said, is that they have a huge difference in humanity between the two of them.
Yeah. And Andrew Garfield doesn't really see these people as pawns. That's not how I wanted to make it seem.
Yeah, he doesn't. He cares about these people.
He's like, it's for the greater good. That's his thing.
His idea of the greater good is the faith, while Adam Driver's idea of the greater good is the people themselves.
Right. They both care, definitely. And they're both, like, horrified that these things are happening. We're not saying that these characters are, you know, not caring that people are dying. It's just there's a big difference in character there. It makes me sad.
Which I think we both have this. I think Adam Driver was both our favorite character in the movie too.
I'm a sucker for the, you know, humanitarian type people.
Which we talked about him. So we're gonna move on to our least favorite. They weren't bad characters in themselves, but I understand where they came from. I know you, in a way, you really did not like Liam Neeson's character. We'll talk about him, but I wanted to start with Kichijiro because he was very interesting.
He was important to the movie. Yes. When I say I hated him, like hated his character, it's not that I
mean, he's a rat. He's a rat character that's kind of the point.
Yeah, he was there for like, they didn't just put his character in for no reason, just to, like, I got it. I got why he was there.
Because it's something that, I'm not going to get into the whole religion thing or anything, like, our opinions on anything like that. Okay. But it is something that I see, like, a common thing within this, you know, with any kind of faith, is that, especially with Kijichiro's character, he kept betraying the villagers. I mean, his backstory was that he and his family were captured. They were Christians. He was the only one that renounced, and the rest of his family didn't renounce at all. They died. They burned. They burned them to death. Yeah. So that was the first confession, and then the first where Andrew Garfield blessed him again, and he was
he keeps asking for forgiveness.
Yes, and he keeps coming back and doing this after he's betrayed Andrew Garfield again and
he does it multiple times.
I don't want to say he made up for it in the end, but it's still like
he keeps trying to do better, and you can tell that he is trying. It's just his self-preservation kicks in and makes him. He just puts himself first every single time. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just at a certain point, if you watch the movie, you'll get what we're saying. Like, you'll understand.
It's also interesting. I didn't think about this before when we talked about this. How, you know, they talked about how the Japanese really didn't get a grasp on what Christianity really was.
No, they just...
So that's very reflected in Kichijiro's character, because he isn't getting the point that, you have to be a good person and stop doing these things. So
you
keep coming back with your sins and like the betrayals and things.
Kind of negates.
Yeah, it negates like what you're trying to do and how you're trying to be a part of the faith, I guess.
Yeah, because he doesn't change. That's the thing. Like when you're a Christian per se, or like the point of this the point of his character,
or any religion.
Yeah, any religion. You're supposed to keep trying to be a good person, and his character doesn't change. He stays static for the most part, and he's not really trying to do better because he knows he's going to mess up again. And he's like, it's okay though because I'm asking for forgiveness afterwards. And it's really not okay to keep betraying people.
And actually, I think he does say that it's okay that I keep coming back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, what the heck? The F. His character made me really mad.
Yeah. But not as mad as, Olivia really did not like Liam Neeson's character, which is understandable.
Yeah, his character. I do not like full betrayal of self, and I also don't like disloyal characters. I have a big issue with swearing that something is your. I understand that people change, and I understand growth is a thing. It's just I didn't feel like he said that he was being more open-minded and everything, but I didn't really feel. I felt like he was just trying to save his own skin.
Well, here's my opinion on this: you're in a foreign country, and they are not accepting of your religion at all.
Right.
They're asking you to renounce, and then you have no way to get out of this country.
Yes, that's his redeemer. They weren't, letting him go.
Yeah. He sort of, was forced into the position that he was at the end. I mean, that's how I felt. No, I don't know if that's how it really was.
Right.
I mean, the facts kind of, point to that, but, there's no, they don't really clearly
There's no
say.
definite...
Yeah. But
description of what he's, what made him do what he did.
But basically, when you finally find Liam Neeson, he has renounced his faith. He's
fully assimilated.
He has assimilated into Japanese culture.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have a problem with that so much as I have a problem with he's just okay. He's it's not that he's fine standing by and letting people die and letting Christians die when he was supposed to be all about Christianity. It's more so. I don't know. I know he did fight, and he was being tortured at one point. I get it. I do. It's just idiot. I just get irrationally angry with certain things. I get defensive.
But I also got the idea that he was the original Andrew Garfield in this situation, right. Where he was the first one that they were like, we're not going to kill you because it's more fun for us if you just renounce yourself in order to save these people that you believe are your real followers.
Right.
Because the way they explained it is that really the Japanese at that point didn't have a grasp on Christianity because the words that they used, they were different words translated.
Excuse me. I did get I like Liam Neeson, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And he did really well in the role. I just didn't like the character because I get defensive. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, he's a effing sellout. He's, sold out himself for... he sold out his people, he sold out his faith, and at the end with Andrew Garfield, he's like, just step on it, just step on the stone, it doesn't matter, it doesn't really matter, and I'm like, how can you say that, especially to a believer? I don't think, I wouldn't go up to a Christian and be like, your God's fake as fuck, and you're an idiot, and you should just renounce, and it doesn't mean anything, I don't know, it makes me sad and angry. Sorry, Audrey.
No, you're good.
That was a wrap.
I understand that. And like I said, this movie is very heavy with the religious implications. It's an excellent movie. It's very thought-provoking. And it's very, it gives... I don't know how accurate the depictions and all this are. That kind of history is a little bit of a stretch for me. I'm more, the current kind of... Yeah. Especially in Asian culture because there's so much happened in little time.
They go way back.
And this is 1500s, 1600s. But I think we're going to jump right in here to what I disliked. Because you know how much I disliked this. The ending. Because they could have done this so much better. Because they dragged it on.
Yeah. Because
it finally gets to a point where Andrew Garfield is just put me in the hole. And to explain what the hole is...
It's no bueno.
It is where I believe the classy torture title came in. Because
torture.
It is probably the most horrendous thing that they did. Basically, these people were strung up by their feet.
Yep, hung upside down.
They were given an incision right behind their ear so that the blood wouldn't like just pour into their head. It would drain out slowly enough they'd stay alive.
Right.
Their heads were put in a hole, and then the hole was covered itself.
So their head is
in
underground.
darkness.
Yeah.
And they're really upside down.
And they're upside down. And they're bleeding out slowly.
Yeah.
And they're going crazy. Because when you're hung upside down like that, you definitely start hallucinating.
When it goes to your head like that, that's why they had to drain it, because otherwise you die from shock, basically. And yeah, so like all the followers that are left, that's what happens to them. Andrew Garfield's expecting it to happen to him, but no. They bring him out and show him that that's what they're doing to these people.
Right.
And this is finally the point where he finally renounces. Basically, what they would do, they would have this like image of Jesus.
Yeah, it's like a little concrete stone.
And they place it in front of you. You just had to step on it. And they keep, just step on it. That's all you have to do, and we'll let these people go.
Yeah, this is where Liam Neeson is like, it doesn't even matter. Like, you don't even have to mean it. Just put your foot on the stone and it'll all be over.
He, Andrew Garfield, here's the voice of God telling him, this is okay, it's all right. I would rather you save these people than them dying for something that, wasn't their fault. Like, nothing that's happening to these people is their fault, But yeah, basically, I would rather you renounce because I know you're a man of God. I know you're one
of my sons.
Yeah, one of my children.
Right.
So he steps on the plate. It would have been such a great ending if they just cut it right there. But no, they went into this whole thing where they showed how he now assimilated into Japanese culture. He becomes
Liam Neeson.
Becomes the new Liam Neeson. It was... Yeah. I hated it so much.
Also, I don't think I touched on this enough, but this isn't just a religious movie. It is a very philosophical one, and it is about Andrew Garfield struggling with himself and his faith and his humanity. Like, he gets stuck with himself a lot. He's being put in isolation a lot, where he is questioning everything. Sometimes he's like, are you even there, God? Which is why it's called Silence.
That's where the title comes in, because he gets to a point where he's like, am I just praying to silence?
Yeah, and like the whole time he's thinking to himself, like, it is a very big struggle for him personally, and that part I need to just touch base on, because like that would have made the ending, if it had ended the way you wanted, so much better,
because he finally hears his voice. Right. It doesn't matter if it's his voice or if it's really
if
God.
It's just hallucinating.
It doesn't matter what the voice is.
And we didn't need an explanation. It would have been good if we left off like that.
To him, it is the voice of God telling him that this is okay.
Right.
But no, they went into this whole thing where he just, he's
dragged
Japanese
the movie out for another 15 minutes.
For another 20 30 minutes.
Which was ridiculous, because the movie is already super long.
Adam Driver's already dead. I've already clocked out of this movie.
Yeah. I will say, as much as I liked this movie a lot. There were some points where I found myself zoning out, and you definitely need to set time apart to watch this movie. Set aside a time where you know that you can focus on a long, thought-provoking film, because it's hard to keep your attention on it, especially if you're not super into political movies. Other people would enjoy it, and you should give it a chance.
Yeah, it is a good movie, especially if you like those kind of, thought-provoking kind of movies.
Right.
Still, that would have been a great ending.
Yeah. Oh, God. We're bitter about it.
And then we touched base on Liam Neeson, but was there anything that you specifically disliked other than those?
Apart from... And again, I didn't... it's not that I disliked that Kichichiro? Yeah, I understood. I didn't like him. I thought he was an asshole. But I understood the need for him in the character. I feel like there was something else I meant to mention. I think it was about Andrew Garfield. But for the most part, I liked the film. My main complaint is that it got dragging. And the middle is
really kind of the most exciting.
Yeah, the
beginning
good.
Drags a little.
And the ending I didn't like. But for the most part, I liked the writing. From what I remember. I'll have to watch it again. I really need to watch a movie 2 or 3 times for it to soak into my brain.
So I can just watch something once and I'll be fine. I have no need to watch this movie again.
Well, yeah. I don't want to. It's very long.
I mean, more so that, I've watched it now, and it's it's not on any top tier of, movies that I would watch again.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, I don't know. It's still a good movie.
If somebody was like, "Hey, I want to watch this," I wouldn't be like, "Oh, you watch it by yourself." Like, I'll watch it with you.
I'll probably sit there and be on my phone, but
Yeah. Except for the exciting bits.
I'll be respectful when, Adam Driver dies, but other than that, like, there's no reason for me to pay attention again.
Yeah. It was good, though.
Yeah.
I did like the film.
Everybody did a great job. And, it's not one of those movies where, like, everybody just magically speaks English. Like, most of the characters...
Don't.
They speak Japanese. And there's subtitles and stuff.
Right. And there's broken English.
Yeah, there's translators and things like that. So
Andrew Garfield has his own translator when he gets captured.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who Asano is. Mm-hmm. That's what he was called, the translator.
Yeah. He was something else, too, but he was mainly a translator.
Well,
for Andrew Garfield.
I forget what the old man was called.
He's technically like the guy in charge of the police.
Yeah, he was like kind of like the baddie of
the antagonist.
Movie, yeah. Wouldn't the antagonist be, the self?
Yes. Fighting with yourself.
I'm gonna fight myself.
That's basically Andrew Garfield for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, he's the antagonist. Spoiler alert. I mean, I went into this movie not really expecting any, huge thing that...
I did like it a lot more than I thought. I was like, this is going to be dumb as hell and a waste of my time. And I only watched it because Adam Driver was in it.
That's not true. She watched it because I asked her to.
Well, yeah, because Adam Driver was in it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to.
Of course, like, anytime I mention, this movie has heavy Christian undertones, she's like, I'm not watching it.
Sorry, Christians.
I mean,
You're not all bad.
Sorry to throw you out there.
I know, just drag me openly.
I will. I'll drag you as open as I want. I'm still mad about the robot genocide.
Yeah, she's not going to let that go.
I'm not. This isn't even for that episode. It's the next episode. Yeah, anything else you want to talk about for Silence?
I'm a huge soundtrack buff, and I really like the soundtrack in this one.
Yeah.
Not as much as the Monster Call. I like Monster Call's soundtrack more.
Well, I mean, most of this movie really didn't have music. It's very quiet.
Yeah. Like the instrumental.
The yeah.
I liked it. I liked it.
The ending could have been better, but,
Yeah. We're not going to enjoy every movie that we review on here.
That's true. Oh, no.
You see what happens when you get violent with cups?
I didn't spill anything. The charger fell. I'm just, I'm being criticized. Oh, Grayson's awake.
Do you have any closing thoughts on Silence?
No. I hate Andrew Garfield.
I know you do.
It's the only thing.
I know you do. All right.
Sorry for any of you who actually like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with him. Audrey does.
He creeps me out. That's really the only thing. Like, I don't think he's a bad actor or anything.
His face bothers her.
Yeah, I don't like looking at him. I'd prefer not to.
That's how I feel about Ben Affleck.
That's fair. I mean, and
his face is dumb. And he's an asshole.
Right.
Anyway.
All right, you're not going to go on a tangent? You're good?
I'm good.
We're good?
We have another movie to discuss.
We do. We have one more movie.
I shouldn't go on tangents about
I mean, you could if you wanted to. It'd be fine.
I'll save it for...
So we've already done 2. We're only just past the hour, so we're good. If you really wanted to
I was going to save it for when I saw Justice League.
Okay, well, I'm not doing a review on Justice League.
Oh, I know.
I probably won't go see that.
I know, but when I go see it, I'm sure I will have a
so you'll come back and you'll just be like, I hate the Justice League movie because Ben Affleck was in it.
And I hate his stupid face. Sorry, guys.
Anyway. All right, our last movie.
Woo! Fun time. Happy film.
This was released this year, recently, within the month.
Still in theaters.
Yeah, it is.
If you're listening to this on time.
Yeah, it was released August 18th. It's Logan Lucky, which was, once again, a movie I was going to see purely for
Adam
Driver.
I actually saw a preview of it while I was in the movies watching another movie, and I was like, oh my god, Seb Stan, Adam Driver, Channing Tatum, and
Daniel Craig.
all in a movie. What is this? I was so excited. I think I messaged you while I was in the theater.
Girl, where have you been? I knew about this movie
I hadn't seen anything about it. I got super excited really, really quickly.
I'm just really up to date on my movie knowledge.
I mean, this is why her podcast is a movie-related podcast.
That's true.
She's way more on top of it than I am.
Olivia doesn't read, so...
Olivia
can't read. You heard it here first.
I most definitely can read.
I don't think that's true.
Just because I ignore some signs doesn't mean I can't
She ignores
read.
every sign while she's driving.
I don't ignore every sign, just the ones that I don't think are important. It's not that I can't read them. It's I just ignore them.
Most signs while you're driving are important, by the way. They're safety signs.
Anywho.
See, now people are going to believe you ignore stop signs.
I don't ignore stop signs, guys.
Depends on the stop sign.
It also depends on where I am. I come from the country, the redneck town.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Where stop signs aren't as important.
Logan Lucky. It was directed by Steven Soderbergh. He did Magic Mike. Mm-hmm. So that's why Channing Tatum's probably in this. And then Ocean's 11, which is... I actually had not seen Ocean's 11. Oh? I know what it is, though. Yeah. It's, a bunch of A-list actors that rob a bank.
Yeah. It's a heist film.
Yeah, which this is also a heist film.
Yes.
Except they rob NASCAR.
A redneck heist film. Surprise, bitches.
And the screenplay was...
It was
a fake name, but... it's a ghostwriter, but... the name that was given was a female name, so we're assuming it was a woman.
Phenomenal. Whoever you are.
They did it, yeah.
Thank you for this gift.
Walking into this, I didn't expect much. I was just here for the Adam Driver and Channing Tatum. I like Channing Tatum too.
I was just expecting it to be like a dumb, goofy movie that I could enjoy for not really think about anything for like 2 hours.
Yeah, because Olivia will watch anything. But...
I will. I'm very easy to please.
But yeah, so Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, Daniel Craig, Seth MacFarlane, but
he's not.
He got what was coming to him. Riley Keough, it's a good cast.
It is a very good cast.
If you're going for Sebastian Stan, he's in it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
so
he's
not worth that.
Yeah.
But the movie's worth it.
The trailer lied to you. The movie is definitely worth
they
it.
threw his name in there because they knew that would get you to come, but you should stay because it's, it's a good movie.
Definitely worth it. You should definitely go see it. It is. I liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun.
All right, so the story here is, Channing Tatum and Adam Driver are brothers. Mm-hmm. It's set in West Virginia. So right away, right away with these characters, it's going to be a redneck movie. Like, it's
either that or a horror film. Like, you have two to choose from in West Virginia.
Like, it's a redneck movie. Like, which is funny because we're both from that,
my family
in the area, I guess.
Yeah.
Which small town, I lived there for a little while.
Small town, everybody knows everybody.
Olivia, is from small town. She could have easily become
the sister.
Sister, yeah.
With her claws.
Very easily.
Yeah.
With her nails and her see-through shirts.
Oh, yeah. I loved her, by the way. She was great.
She was a great character. Everybody was.
Mm-hmm. Also, let me just say the accents were on point.
They were.
Kudos to all the actors for having nailed country type accents.
Especially Daniel Craig, because, he's British. So.
Oh, yeah. He did super well.
And he did that country accent where he's, you can tell he's bum redneck, where he,
Like the boony type redneck?
Finds a girl just so he can live in her house. Kind of redneck.
Poor Daniel Craig. He did so great.
He did.
Oh, he looked so good, even as a redneck.
All right, so Channing Tatum's the main character. Mm-hmm. He works in construction. He was working for one of the NASCAR raceways in North Carolina, which that's a bit of a drive from West Virginia. Yeah. He gets fired because they notice he has a limp.
Yeah, both of the brothers have disability problems.
We'll talk about Adam in a second.
But he drives this far, for his daughter.
Yeah, because he and the daughter's mama are divorced. And she's gotten remarried. She's had other kids.
Right.
And he finds out that the mom is moving. Her husband, her new husband.
Who's a douche.
Yeah. Has a new business in Lynchburg, which is, I'm familiar with that area. which is, once again, a little bit away. It's about 2 hours.
Yeah, it would be even further from him, though.
So it's an
upset.
effort. Yeah, it's an effort to have to go see your daughter because she has, like, full custody.
She does have full custody. It was sad.
Yeah, so he gets this idea that he's just going to rob the Speedway.
Rob the Speedway. He's like, I'm going to get a lawyer and try to get
I'm going to get
daughter.
this sweet cash money from the job that fired me, basically.
Retribution.
All right, so Adam Driver plays a one-armed bartender.
Phenomenal.
Which, I like talking about this because he always plays the same character, but it's a different character. It's really weird.
Super quirky.
Yeah, his character, like, one of those UFO rednecks. He believes in, like, a family curse or something.
He's a conspiracy theorist type redneck. Very.
And just, like, the way the characters talked, like, it wasn't that, like, they were stupid. It was they sounded like they were just a little slower than usual.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, that's how the people up there sound. Like, I'm not trying to diss anybody. It's just, that's how that accent sounds. Mm-hmm. It's the association with it.
Yeah, the stereotype isn't nice to them.
Yeah.
But they're definitely not stupid, especially you can tell by the
way this heist goes. Yeah. But yeah, Adam Driver's a one-armed bartender. His prosthetic is like a crash test dummy arm.
They just found it somewhere and attached it to him.
And I'm sorry, it's his hand that he lost, not his arm.
He gets mad if you say it's his whole arm. And he lost it in the service. He was
once again a serviceman character.
Yeah.
Which, that's true to who he is, because he was a Marine for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, that he lost it in Iraq. And, he just has a crash test dummy arm. And the brothers, they decide that Channing Tatum's the older one.
Yeah.
So he enlists his younger brother to help him rob the Speedway.
Es bueno.
And that's how Daniel Craig comes into this, because he was a bank robber.
Demolition expert. He is the explosives guy.
Yeah.
He's in jail at this particular moment.
Yes, he is in prison.
And they're like, how are we going to break into a Speedway? And he's like, don't worry, fam, we're going to get an explosive guy. And he's like, no. And he's like, yeah, the guy in jail. It was a lot.
So, yeah, they
visit him in jail.
Yep. And they have to get Daniel Craig's brothers, who are just the biggest assholes.
They're pretty douchey.
They are like the epitome of redneck in this movie.
Yeah, they're definitely fit the stereotype that most people put onto the West Virginia redneck.
I mean, the one looks like he hasn't cut his hair since he was born.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody did a great job. Like, I'm not trying to diss, but...
Yeah, the actors did really well.
Yeah. All right, so, and they go through with this heist and everything. We're not going to tell you how the heist ends. We'll leave that, you know.
We don't want to spoil it too much.
I'm going to start with my favorite scene.
Go for it.
It always makes me laugh. Definitely when his arm got sucked into the vacuum.
Yeah, there's a scene.
Because they're, like, vacuuming up the money. Yeah, during the heist.
Putting it in the trash bags.
The brothers, like, start fighting over who gets to hold the tube, I guess. And, Adam Driver's arm gets sucked
flying
back into the vault. Because just the way, like, it gets sucked in and, like, you realize what happened, and then everybody else, like, he's just staring at his arm, and everybody else realized what happened.
It gets all quiet for a moment, and then, like, all hell breaks loose for about 20 minutes.
Yeah. So, that was my favorite scene.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second, like, it's first up to, like, when he went outside and set Seth MacFarlane's car on fire.
Deserved it. Yeah, that was another good scene. That was very bueno. I like both of those scenes a lot.
Because he just left his arm in the bar and just went outside to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I had a fake
arm. Same. I just hit people with it.
Yeah, just launch it. Get a t-shirt gun and launch the shit. Yeah, it's bueno.
Alright, so what was your favorite scene then?
Okay. I'm going to talk about the bartending scene first, but that's not my favorite. Really quickly, there's a scene when Adam Driver, it's in the beginning, when he is bartending and he takes off his arm. I am a bartender.
For Seth MacFarlane's character, he, like, orders, like, a really, like, consider, I guess, fancy drink.
Yeah, he orders a fancy smancy martini, even though we all any real bartender knows martinis are not difficult to make. People just like to drink them because they look classy, which is stupid. They're nasty. They're not even good. Sorry, all you they're just... Anyway, Adam Driver, like, takes off his arm, and, like, they do it on kind of like a slow-mo of, like, him making this perfect drink and everything, and the music playing, and it's just phenomenal.
Because he does this, one-handed.
He does it one-handed, and he makes it all pretty and everything, because you can tell that Seth he's, like, fucking around with him in the beginning.
Yeah.
And he's, like, making fun of him and everything, and then Adam Driver shows him up, and then he sets his car on fire. That scene is great. Not my favorite scene, but that's a good one. I like that scene a lot. I also really like the arm sucking off one. I think my favorite scene has to do with the sister. After she finishes getting... The little girl, Channing Tatum's daughter in this film, is a pageant girl.
Yeah, she wants to be in beauty pageant.
Yeah, and the sister, Channing Tatum's sister, does, like, hair and makeup and everything for her. So, like, she finishes that. I really admire the sister. I love her little pets. I won't go into too much detail. But I love how genius the sister is and everything. And I really like the car scene where they're driving and Daniel Craig's in the back changing. That's my favorite scene. I'm trash. Yeah,
so your favorite character was definitely Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig!
Because she just likes really gross countrymen.
That's not true. He was great. Also, that was another thing. That was another scene that I really liked. I liked the baby explosion scene. I liked that scene a lot. I thought he was very creative. I like the way he does things. I also am Daniel Craig trash. And I grew up in redneck country, so I can be partial to rednecks.
I mean, he was just that gross redneck guy that you wouldn't want hitting on you. And that was Olivia's favorite character.
I would.
I was like, that's all right.
No, he was super muscly, and he is good with explosives. What more could a girl want?
He also has a record now.
I like dangerous men.
So he'd never get a job. You'd be working around the clock.
Yeah. Audrey's looking at this too rationally.
Yeah.
I just want somebody to not somebody I'd tie down with. I would definitely sleep. He's not husband material, obviously. He's just, for some good old-fashioned...
I'm sorry, Daniel. She's leaving you for
redneck
Daniel Craig.
He was attractive.
Gross.
I'm a shoulder girl, and his shoulders look really nice in this film.
This is why I have said that Olivia would end up like these characters. She could have very easily.
That sister is great.
Yeah, but still, it's
not somebody I actually want to be. I'm not like that, guys, for the most part.
I'm not saying the characters themselves. I'm saying the lifestyle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could have, but I broke out of the small town redneck area.
Uh-huh.
I'm not there anymore. I live here with you.
You still keep going back.
My parents are there.
Yeah. So you keep assimilating. One of these days, you're just gonna... Yeah.
Full blown redneck. I'll come back with a jacked up truck. It'll be a good time.
We'll finally have a truck. I can finally get a new couch. Get rid of the futon.
Oh, I love my futon.
No, you don't. You don't sit on it.
I know.
You bring your chair over.
Yeah, but I love my futon.
You don't. All right.
Your favorite character?
Everyone knows who my favorite character was. I don't have to go into that. Everybody knows. They get the point.
She's trash. Adam
Olivia's
Driver
trash.
I'm also trash. I'm gonna go get my glitter and toss it all over myself.
Okay. They wouldn't see your glittery.
I am almost always super glittery, by the way, guys.
She's not today, actually.
I know. It's because I literally drove back. I drove 5 hours. I went out of state.
To North Carolina, actually.
Yeah.
So she's really living the Logan Lucky dream.
I was in the mountains, too.
She's already assimilated, you guys. I'm sorry. She's lost cause.
I'm gone forever.
Back to her redneck state.
My natural state.
All right. So we're not going to say how the heist ends. Because you guys should definitely go see it.
Do it.
Sorry, we got a little carried away there.
Sorry.
But, yeah, so you want to close this out with anything? I mean, anything about Logan Lucky?
Critiques or anything? Or?
Yeah.
The stepdad was a tool.
I mean, that's not really a critique.
No, it's not. He was supposed to be a tool. No, actually, yeah, no, I didn't have a problem with this one at all. I really like this film.
Yeah, I did too.
12 out of 10.
Because that was one of the things, especially, I don't really go to comedies anymore.
Mm-hmm. They're not her jam.
Yeah, it's more so that they're either, like, the little kid comedies now, or they're, like, the really dirty ones that just aren't funny to me at all.
Or, like, the really ridiculously stupid offensive ones that shouldn't be comedy.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Sausage Party.
Which, yeah, and I don't like Seth Rogen anyway, so, yeah. And I'm not a stoner humor kind of person. I don't understand that kind of humor. It's not even that I, like, don't want to get it. Like, it's not, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, it's just how it is. I don't get it. This isn't like a slapstick comedy. It's situational humor. Mm-hmm. And it's the characters themselves that are amusing. Right. Not like to be like the blunt of the joke. Like,
yeah, like the disability thing is not,
like,
his arm getting ripped off wasn't just to be like, ha ha ha, disability. Like, that's
it was meant to be funny because, like, it was a mishap with the machine that they did. Mm-hmm. And then, because at that point, he could very well be, could be blamed for the heist that went through or whatever. Yeah. So, there's at no point, like, the only time that's really brought up in a way isn't funny at all. It's actually kind of sad. Yeah. When Daniel Craig's brothers kind of poke at him about that.
Yeah, it gets serious really quickly. Yeah. And you can tell that it's, like, an emotional thing. He's not the brunt of the joke.
Yeah. I mean, the only character who's ever, like, the blunt of the joke is, like, the stepdad and then Seth MacFarlane, who kind of deserved it anyway.
Yeah, both of them are assholes, so it is, like, making fun. Like, these guys are assholes, and see how ridiculous you look if you're an asshole? Like,
yeah, because, like, Seth MacFarlane, was actually making fun of Adam Driver for the whole, being a one-armed bartender.
And then his car got set on fire.
Yeah, and then, was messing with Channing Tatum when he came in to kind of defend Driver, so... Mm-hmm. So Adam Driver kind of snuck out and took care of things himself, but...
Was bueno.
Yeah.
If anything, watch the movie for that scene.
Yeah, so the comedy writing in this was very good. It was very dry. It was kind of a dry humor. Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of, like, quirky little humor marks that I appreciated. And
yeah, things that were just, like, so ridiculous that you had to laugh at. Like, her painting the cockroaches was really funny. The purple lady, because... I think we found that especially funny because, like, we know that there's characters like that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, we've
in my
seen
real
people
life.
Like that. Hi, Luke.
Situational humor.
Yeah,
very well done. Situational humor.
And even like the women characters, they weren't at all like. There was never any like. Kind of like the sexual humor that people try to go for.
And the one time there was.
Yeah,
it was from their stepdad, who is a tool bag.
Or like even when Daniel Craig did that, like he was shot down pretty quickly by Driver. So, and it was never like meant to be, he was flirting more so than anything.
Yeah, but, and he just doesn't know how to flirt.
Yeah. Well, that's how rednecks flirt, so it's not really... Yeah, that's the kind of man Olivia goes for.
Daniel is nothing like that.
I know, that's why. Yet here she is with Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig is really attractive.
Redneck Daniel Craig, excuse me.
I like all Daniel Craig. I am not biased.
All right.
You liked a one-armed disabled Adam Driver redneck.
Oh, see, how are we going to go into that? That immediately becomes blunt of the joke, which you were just, avoiding.
No, I'm talking about you wanting to play with his arm. I feel like you would. You'd want to hit people with it. Or you'd hit me with it.
I mean, I'd want to play with somebody's arm anyway. I'd take your robot legs and hit people with them. Then I'd laugh because you wouldn't have any legs. Sorry,
guys. We're losing touch of what's going on.
How would you catch me? You wouldn't. You'd have to hop after me.
I'd call the police. I'm calling the police.
She wouldn't actually call the cops.
No, I wouldn't. I don't like them. Sorry.
All right. So, anything else we want to talk about with any of these movies? Anything else you thought we missed you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
You good?
I'm trying to think, like, out of my favorite, Logan Lucky was my favorite out of the three.
Yeah, I think that was for both of us. That's what I talked about.
Yeah, and it was just such a fun, feel-good film. Like, it was just... I mean, it definitely had, like, sad parts and everything, but it was nice. It wasn't super heavy or anything. Yeah, I liked that one a lot. I'm like looking at stuff, looking at notes, trying to remember what happened and everything. Sorry.
I guess one thing is like, I don't know, just because I really like Adam Driver, so one of the things that, you know, with all his movies, because we watched a lot of them recently, some of the older ones, like, I'll add this in really quick, I don't watch Girls at all.
Right.
I don't watch any HBO, I don't really watch TV at all, but I don't watch any HBO shows. That includes Game of Thrones. Please don't ask me about Game of Thrones.
We will not review that.
I have no opinion on it. I just don't care enough. But yeah, I don't watch Girls at all. I know whose character is, like, I know what it is. Which it's, you know, that same, I mean, he has, like, a dynamic with all of his characters where it's still very clearly, like, it's him, but it's really weird that he's, like, a character of himself.
Yeah.
I mean, the most closely related character, like, to himself seemed to be Patterson, which was another movie that probably went under the radar for you guys last year.
Watch it.
It is. It's a very good movie.
If you haven't seen Patterson, and it's like an indie film.
Yeah.
So you'll have to look for it, but it was really good.
It's on Amazon. It was an Amazon film.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Watch it.
It is. It's a really good movie.
Even if you don't really like Adam Driver, watch it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought about the Twitter that happened this weekend, so I'm kind of, still a little giggly about that. Yeah, so I haven't posted any of the episodes for this podcast yet, and I already have gotten, I don't know where it even, serviced from, but I got Kylo Ren hate this weekend, which was kind of funny to me. So...
Guys, you can hate a character. It's fine. We don't have to like the same thing.
I mean, if y'all come out here and just bash me about it, like, I'm just going to block you. But
you can have your own opinion. We don't care. It's just there's no reason to attack somebody else for their opinion, unless their opinion is like, murder is good, rape is good. Like, don't be that person. Don't do that. But, like, chill. Just chill out. We don't need to be hating. We can all just chill out, chillax, get some candy corn.
Unless you don't like candy corn, then get something else.
Or get a better taste in candy.
Listen, I don't like candy corn.
I know.
Olivia, you're so mean to me.
Sorry, Audrey. Get some Halloween candy. Put up some spooky skeletons. Dance like a spooky skeleton. Hang out with Wilbur. Have a good time.
No, you can't come hang out with Wilbur. Nobody's allowed in my house.
Oh. Audrey says no, I'm sorry. Get your own skeleton. I don't like people,
I'm sorry.
Get your own skeleton. Have a good time.
If you have the money, they're expensive. I'm sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
We saved up. I saved up for Wilbur. Wilbur's mine. He's my child. Also, that's about as chill as she'll be with any hate messages, so...
Yeah, I can get real heinous.
I mean, I'm not going to let her, but...
No, if we can all just get along, that'd be really nice. Es bueno. Don't be an ass. It's not difficult. Just saying.
As she talks, her little head goblin kind of wobbles around. So
head goblin.
It's hard to take her very seriously. But yeah, so I guess we'll end this.
Alrighty. Time to say goodbye.
Oh my god.
All the musical references.
I don't know that one, so...
Oh, it's a Bon Jovi. You wouldn't know it.
I don't like Bon Jovi,
so you don't like
true.
Bon Jovi.
The next episode, Robo-Erotica.
Robo-Erotica.
She's gonna... Alright, we're at that point where she's singing everything before she crashes.
Yeah, I'll probably crash.
Alright, yeah. The next episode is aliens and Robo-Erotica. But, yeah. So, yeah, next episode is Olivia again. And then we'll finally have another episode with Jeannie. So you can look forward to her.
Eventually we'll both be on at the same time.
Yeah, eventually we'll have them both on again. But, yeah, I think that's everything for today.
That's all, folks.
We're gonna rip off Looney Tunes, alright?
We're ripping off everything.
We are.
Everything.
Hello, everybody!
Hello!
My name is Mark Black. Alright.
All the YouTubers
Time to go. I don't want to do jocks. I'll blow out the microphone. Alright. So, we're going to say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
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 Bye.
Bye.